Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? How's that going? Oh, I was going to give my speech. I think I'm brain dead. I've had too much sleep. Out here all by myself camping. I'm at the lake. So, kind of explain how this works real quick. I don't remember if I've given you a reading before because I do so many I can't remember everybody's name. So I see here, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. I try to describe the picture the best I can. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind, because you'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. Go, oh, I know what he's talking about. This is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. He won't give me a lot of details. Details are none of my business. He should give me just enough so you know what he's referring to. So, he's trying to sing a song about an old man in a boat. But it was so short. It was so short that I didn't catch the tune and I didn't catch enough words to know what song he was trying to sing. And now he's talking about, what is that little sing-song nursery rhyme thing about the monkeys in the bed and one rolled over and somebody fell out and they go, roll over, roll over. And the one that somebody fell out, till it gets down to the last monkeys. So he's sing-songing that one. So I don't know if he used to sing this to kids or grandkids, or you did or do or have recently, or just watched a kids show and they were doing that song, or you went to somebody's house and they were doing it, singing it. Don't know what he's trying to validate there. But it's something. He's trying to validate something. So before we started, I got out my cards and my surrender deck. Something you need to surrender. And I shuffled until he told me to stop. So he picked the card out. So the card he picked out is surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. So you know how us women are. We might be trying to make 20 other individual people happy all at the same time, and we come up last. We're always last. So when I first started this work, one of the hardest things I had to learn was that I had to replenish myself first. I had to stop and take that bubble bath. I had to shut the bathroom door and try to keep the dog out, which is impossible. She's only 4 pounds, but she rules the roost. You have to take that nap. You have to take that walk. That's when I started walking by myself. Sometimes when I walk, I put earphones in and people think I'm listening to something so they don't bother me when I walk past them, but I'm not. I'm doing for me. It's just for me. I'm not there to chit-chat. I can chit-chat with you anytime. You have to have time for yourself. He says you can't please everybody all the time. And it just wears us out. Us girls are so bad about it. And we're good at it. Because that's our instinct to mother everybody. Sorry for my froggy voice, but my throat chakra is closing up. I thought when I expressed something earlier today that maybe that would open it up, but that didn't work. So, like, I'm out here camping in the peace and quiet. This is for me. This is my cleansing. This is my healing. This is my alone time. Do I have shit to do at home? Yeah. But who wants to vacuum the floor? Sometimes you just got to do for you. Okay. Sorry, bugs are getting on me. And I'm over. These spots behind me is where all my friends are going to be on Thursday in a couple days. So I'm using this spot. It's in the shade. And I didn't spray anything over here. He's not telling me what kind of an accident he had, and that's fine, because in the beginning, when I first started doing this, I would see how they died, feel how they died, smell it, breathe it, live it. And after every reading, I would be crying. And I told my guides, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to see any of this unless it's absolutely 100% necessary. Because everybody already knows how they died anyway, usually. But he's saying no matter what you thought, it was very, very quick. Like, gone. No pain, no suffering. The way most of us want to go. Okay, so he wants me to tell you, you'd be surprised now. He's not even giving me an indication what kind of accident, which is fine. But if somebody was going to be in a head-on collision, you hear of people hovering over the accident scene, watching the paramedics work on their body. I hope I'm not getting too graphic. I don't know how new this is, because our spirit, our soul, is kind of plucked out, if you want to call it that, before the pain, before any of this stuff, before the collision. That's less trauma that you have to heal when you get up there, because when you get up there, you're kind of peeled like an onion, I call it. You're cleansed. They peel all that heavy earth energy stuff off of you. So whatever was left here is just your body that you don't need anymore, because we don't have a body up there. We don't need that. It's just our vehicle for our soul and our spirit to walk around in down here. It's our little car. Well, somebody like me got a big car, big caboose. So none of that trauma actually matters, because they leave before there's, I don't want to say too much, darn it. I don't want to get too graphic. I hope you understand what I mean. So they don't have the pain. Okay. He's drawn my eyes to my pickup. It's over there in front of my camper. He says, nice truck. It's a 2021 Chevrolet High Country, and it's kind of a deep cherry, kind of a cherry glossy red. Don't know if maybe he had one, maybe he wanted one, maybe. Or maybe he just liked pickups like most men. Okay, I'm not sure which ones of you hear this and smell this, but I hope you can pick it up. He's kind of just like he's walking through the house going, dum 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 dum. But he's not really doing the dum dum dum. It's more like a hum 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 hum. Doesn't sound like a song. Nothing I know of. So one or all of you should hear that. And it's usually only in one ear. But he's kind of doing it like he's walking through, so it might be with both ears. Could be very faint. Sometimes it's just a buzzing, because he doesn't get on the right wavelength, and it doesn't come through where you can actually understand it. You might just hear some muttering. And it's not like he stops when he goes through the room, so you might hear it like it's moving. And then there's a smell of kind of a musky smell. I'm not saying it's like BO or anything like that. It's a manly smell. Could be a work smell, but it's manly. It's not like stinky. So when you hear this humming, or you smell that smell, and you can smell that in your car, in the store, outside, in your house, doesn't matter. Validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more signs. Give him permission. A lot of times I've seen him like hanging around in the corner of the room because they're afraid to step forward, because if they make a noise or do something, then people go, oh my gosh, my house is haunted, I have demons. Most of the time when I go cleanse somebody's house, it's grandma roaming around, just trying to let you know she's there. So not every spirit is a demon. Most of them are just your departed loved ones. So yeah, my ghost hunting friends don't like when I say that. I approach ghost hunting at a different angle. He says you hit the nail on the head. Something you said to somebody here just like in the last couple of days, could be 2 weeks, because he's going 2. I don't think it's 2 months. I think it's 2 days or 2 weeks, where you kind of, I don't want to say laid the law down to him, but you kind of told him what you thought, like what you really thought, and he said you hit the nail on the head. So don't regret it. Dang bugs. Don't regret what you said. You were right. Don't back down and hold on to it. Just buzzed past my ear. Outdoors is great, but not all of it. He just told me I need to get back to work more. I've been playing too much. I'll have this figured out by next year, because it's almost the end of this year. I'm not going to pay for any internet stuff. I've just been frustrated, especially at the other campground, because I can't upload. And nothing would work. So I get my ass chewed out by him all the time. Okay, so I don't know how old the granddaughter is, but all little children, and I think most animals, usually I just deal with dogs and cats. That seems to be the most common ones. Excuse me. They can hear them, they can see them. Nobody's told them you can't see your imaginary friend yet. Usually when they get to be about 10 years old, then they kind of start looking around going, ooh, society's going to tell me I'm crazy if I tell them I see my papa. So if you happen to hear her saying something about monkeys, he's singing the little monkey song to her. That is something about, so he visits her quite a bit. She knows it. She's so used to it that it's like, how you doing? If she's young enough, you might see her point at something across the room and you won't see anything. It'll be him. Something about grass clippings. You're going to find you might sweep your floor and come back in and there's grass clippings on the floor. Might be in the bedroom. Might be in weird, usually it's in weird places. Now, if you just cut the lawn and it's kind of wet and you get it all over your feet and you come in, that doesn't count. But you'll find grass clippings in odd places. I came out of a restaurant one day and I had a cup. Put it in my cup holder and I looked down, and there was a white feather in it. Did not walk any place. I'd walk from there just a few feet to get into my truck. There's no trees. There was nothing that a feather would have gotten in this cup. So it's those kind of unusual places, unusual things usually. So anytime you get one of these signs from him, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more. Give him permission if you want it. He says, I still love you from the bottom of my heart. That'll never change. Love never dies. You're a grand woman. And you're too hard on yourself. So, good grief, I'm scratching like I got something. You're too hard on yourself. Ease up on yourself. Just like you would if it was your friend. Ease up on yourself too. Give the little one a hug for me, even though I do it myself. She kind of shrugs him off. She just kind of goes, yeah, whatever. Hug. Okay, now go on. It just doesn't concern her. It doesn't bother her. And it usually doesn't bother most little kids. What that was. Okay, my dear, with that, he's walking away, and the bugs are getting me. It's still awful nice doing readings out here, though. Beautiful lake here. So, thank you for allowing me to be his voice. I'll get your other one done in the next day or so. And it's in a couple days. All these spots, there's 9. We've got 9 spots here, all our friends and family. So it'll be a little crazy for a couple days. Much love to you, my dear Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.